Well, Brother Anthony.
Well, hey, we're in the month of, well, it is a month. We're in the month of October. October is a very important month in the annals of, South African history. Well, to me it is only because this is like a journalism month. Well, not month, it was a journalism day, international journalism. Well, those kind of days that the journalists always have, And it started like back in 76 or 70, whenever they killed Steve Biko the next year, they banned all the papers and the journalists, the World and a bunch of other newspapers, that were I won't say catering to black people, but gave the autochthonous people, the Africans, as they say, it gave them a different mentality reading the papers, because that's why newspapers and journalism is so important. Because, you are what you surround yourself with, what you take in. That was the computer language they used to use, garbage in, garbage out. Mm-hmm. So if they give you garbage going in, you're going to get, it's going to be in your brain and all that stuff. But, to tell you the truth, I'm in media. I say media. But I have done journalism. Like for instance, I had 2 internships when I was a young man. I like to say it that way. One was in radio, writing copy for the adverts. I wasn't very good at it. In fact, to tell you the truth, I was very bad at it. But then later on, when I got back to New York and doing radio, when I did adverts for my own programs and stuff like that, I was very good. And I said, what's the difference? Different was I had to do it for money back then. With the other thing, I'm just aversion to not capital, but I'm aversion to like material kind of things. So I can't do that. Another time, I had an internship back when I was a young man at a radio, not radio station, that was a radio station, at a newspaper station, Trenton, New Jersey. And I wasn't very good at it. Intern, I don't know, I was really good. But when I was traveling, I was in Delray Beach, Florida for a while, about 6 months or whatever, and I was writing for the local paper, a column, an opinion column. I was very good. Ain't that interesting? You get better as you go along. Mm-hmm. But see, the thing about journalism, but especially journalists these days, they gotta protect themselves because, the people always coming after them. They want to get their sources, which doesn't make any sense. It's a source. You can't be getting somebody's source else. Well, anyway, you know what I mean. But the journalism today, we talked about it, is sort of iffy, But one of the things I learned, I learned from journalism. I learned from a comedian, Dick Gregory. Back when the Watergate things were happening, when I was doing an internship. In fact, I had a news reporting and writing class, and we were covering the Watergate trial. And I think it was a Friday or something like that. This guy, John Dean, got on the stand. They was having hearings, and he was talking about how they was they were taping all the phone calls. Now, what happened was, John Dean, when he got on there, he just told everything. And Dick Gregory said, see, now he knows what he's doing. Tell it all. That's your only protection. You gotta tell it all. You can't keep no secrets. Tell it all. And that's what journalism's supposed to be. If you want a society that's gonna be informed, whatever have you, you as a journalist, you have to tell it all. If you're a whistleblower, of course something happened in some agencies, you gotta tell it all. That's your only protection. Because once you tell it all, they can't do nothing to you. I guess you have the backup plans or whatever have you. But that's the whole thing. When I got out of journalism, you tell it all. And I haven't had, well, that's it. That's all I wanted to say about that journalism. But here's the real reason why I don't do that kind of reporting. When I was, in 1988, there was the presidential Democratic National Party, presidential thingy. And at that time, Dukakis was the one that won the nomination over Jesse Jackson and a bunch of other people, I suppose. And I had to do what's called some vox pop. That's voices of the people kind of thing. You go out and get interviews with people, and then you string them together. It tells a little narrative story without your voice being in there. And I'll tell you the truth, they didn't know who I was when I got there. Anyway, I got very good at it. I was very good at it. And but the last night, when I filed my last report, I had to leave. I had to run back to New York. This was happening in Atlanta. And so I put my vox pop in. And one of the things, a little section, I had the guy do it in Spanish. Just, I don't know why I did. I just, everybody knows how to do it in Spanish. Okay, so I'm riding in the car listening, and they cut that Spanish thing out. I was upset. I'm driving in the car. I was upset. Hey, I'm going to give him an earful when I get back to New York. I call him, this before cell phones. I call him up and say, hey, what's going on? You cut my report. Turns out, later on in that evening, the caucus delivered a whole paragraph in Spanish. So I sort of signaled that, this was a hip thing to do. And they cut out that thing. That's why I'm upset at journalism, because you have editors that take stuff away. They mess up your work. I don't like that. That's why I'm an audio dramatist. I don't edit stuff. We agree and we just go with it. That's kind of thing. Anyway, I just thought I'd recollect because this is on Journalism Month. Journalists all over the world is under fire and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, this is a dispatch from an ArtsDirector emeritus. That would be me, T, from thePatterson, taking the train to Tibet, letting you know what I only suspect.